some companies are saying many Gen Zers graduates aren't adjusting to corporate life.
It asks people what they prioritize at work, what motivates them at their current workplace.
Research suggests that 7 in 10 workers are worried about their jobs and think AI will lead to widespread unemployment. Are they right to be worried?
Yes, I have to believe that we are going to see unemployment rising in the next 2 to 3 years.
For a lot of people, life feels strangely harder than it should. People are working longer hours than previous generations, earning more money in nominal terms, getting more qualifications. Yet many still feel financially stuck, unable to build wealth, unable to get ahead, despite doing everything right. Wages increased, productivity increased, but the financial security that hard work once guaranteed has become harder to achieve. So, what actually changed? Before we get into it, if you're liking our content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, you can also hit the bell notification so that you never miss an episode. Now, back to the video. Most people believe a simple equation: work harder, get ahead. Earn more, build wealth. Be disciplined, succeed. That formula worked for generations. It still partially works. But modern economies changed in ways most people never noticed. Over time, the system started rewarding ownership more than labor itself. This shift wasn't sudden. It happened gradually, quietly. But it fundamentally altered how financial progress works. The core dynamic is straightforward. Wages rose slowly. Asset prices rose rapidly. Between 1979 and 2022, productivity increased by 63%, but median wages grew by only 17%. Workers produced far more value, but compensation didn't keep pace. Asset values exploded. House prices tripled. Stock markets surged. Property and equities appreciated far faster than incomes. A person earning a salary was competing against assets growing much faster than their income. A house bought in 1980 for $80,000 might be worth $1 million today. No work required, just ownership. Meanwhile, wages for the same work have maybe doubled or tripled. Labor compensation barely keeps up with inflation. Asset values appreciate far ahead of inflation. One of the biggest drivers was cheap money and easy credit. Interest rates fell for decades. Central banks lowered borrowing costs and flooded the system with liquidity. That money went into assets: housing, stocks, bonds, and real estate. Lower rates made borrowing cheaper, so people could take out larger loans. More credit chasing the same supply of assets pushed prices higher. As we explored in Why Houses Became So Expensive and Why Your Money is Worth Less, cheap money doesn't benefit everyone equally. It primarily inflates asset prices. Someone who already owned a house benefited from rising values. But someone earning a salary, trying to save for a down payment, they were falling behind. The modern economy increasingly rewarded people who already owned assets, or could borrow against them to buy more. This created a specific kind of pressure that many people feel but can't quite articulate. Housing became harder to enter. A generation ago, saving for a down payment took 5 to 7 years. Today, in many cities, it takes 15 to 20 years. Savings lose purchasing power. Holding cash means watching your money gradually become worth less as inflation erodes its value over time. Wages lag behind living costs. Housing, childcare, education, healthcare, these costs rose faster than income. The result, many people aren't working less. The financial system around them simply became harder to outrun. No amount of personal effort can outpace systemic dynamics. This created a psychological trap. If the system feels harder, the natural response is to work harder. So people work longer hours, take on side hustles, pursue additional qualifications, and send both spouses into the workforce. Productivity increased. People are doing more work, more efficiently than ever before. But the cost of participation in modern life increased at the same time. You might earn 30% more than 10 years ago, but housing might have risen 40%. Working harder doesn't guarantee progress when the system itself is rigged toward asset ownership. This isn't isolated to one country. Globalization increased competition for middle-income jobs. Financialization turned asset ownership into the primary wealth-building mechanism. Low interest rate policies became global. After 2008, every major central bank slashed rates. That money flowed into assets worldwide. The result? Wage stagnation and asset inflation became a global phenomenon. This is a structural outcome of how modern financial systems operate. Step back, and the pattern becomes clear. Modern economies are built on debt, low interest rates, and asset appreciation, as we've explored throughout this channel. The system heavily rewards capital ownership, leverage, and assets. It doesn't equally reward labor. Someone earning $100,000 per year accumulates wealth slowly. Someone with a home worth $500,000 accumulates wealth rapidly, just from appreciation. Someone with a stock portfolio accumulates wealth passively. Modern economies increasingly reward ownership, leverage, and assets more than labor alone. That's the fundamental shift most people sense but rarely articulate. Working hard still matters. Discipline, skill, and productivity remain important. But the economic system itself changed in ways many people never fully saw. The equation that once worked, work hard, get ahead, became less reliable as the system shifted toward rewarding ownership over labor. This isn't about personal failure. It's a description of how the system operates. Understanding those changes may now matter more than working harder alone. The people who understand the system, who recognize that assets grow faster than wages, that cheap money inflates prices, that leverage accelerates wealth, are the ones who can position themselves accordingly. Working hard isn't enough anymore, but understanding how the system works might be. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the video. The more subscribers we can get, the more videos we can make, so your support means the world to us. We'll see you in the next one.